Well, one of the biggest things that I see people run into is they don't want to create a business because of the fear of taxes. I
Taxes,
don't know how to
failure.
fill it out the taxes, and is writing off things a real thing? Can you talk a little bit more about how easy the process is to actually do your taxes?
So it's not easy in terms of that if you're doing it yourself. I don't recommend anybody out there with their own business to be doing their own taxes. You have to use a bookkeeper, an enrolled agent, or a CPA. It's just mandatory, right? Even if you know taxes, still you need somebody else's signature on that final submitted document. So in case of an audit, the other side of it is most small businesses, pretty much all small businesses out there, will commingle funds between personal and business. I've done it. I'm weaning myself off of it, but you have to keep separate accounts for each transaction that you do, understanding what's a business transaction and understanding what's personal transaction. You might be able to move some receipts from personal to business if it's related to the business. And like for what I do with workshops and education, a lot of my personal transactions are actually related to my business transactions. When I go buy coffee, yeah, I might drink a cup, but I'm also taking that to my workshop to provide for my students that want coffee. And so, those things are over time, you figure it out. But what you want to do early on is really discipline yourself to keep your business transactions separate so you can create the historical data in your financials, your financial statements that will then garner you investors, loans, business credit, and also show on paper that you're doing well. Or bad. It don't matter, whatever one, but you need to know for real, okay, I made 80,000 this year and I spent 120. All right, I lost 40. All right, what does that mean?
Is tax write-offs a real thing? Now, we know it is, but I definitely want to let people know from your mouth how real a tax write-off is.
Tax write-offs are very real. The key is having someone smart enough to tell you what is a write-off and what ain't a write-off. So one of the things that I learned over this past year is you're only able to write off $25 for a business meal or business expense. And you need to write on the receipt who you sat with. So if me and Cyrus go out, have a bite to eat, and the bill's $50, I can only write off 25 of that dollars as business
That's
development.
per meal?
Yeah, per receipt. So you have to, and then you have to explain who you was with and maybe what y'all discussed or some little note on the receipt to explain it. So in case of an audit, you got it. And it's recommended for those out there that are struggling with this, take a picture with your phone of that receipt. Automatically, you have a good current digital record. And you can even upload that into your accounting software or some type of receipt tracker through Excel. It'll track your expenses for you. So now you don't have to worry about keeping a box of receipts that you can't find if you ever get audited or for your tax person.
Do you know an app for that, or do you use the app?
I'm using an app called Neat, N-E-A-T, to download receipts, but you can use QuickBooks. You can, if you go to the App Store, Google Play, or even Apple, you're gonna find all kind of receipt tracking programs that will, you take the picture, it'll categorize it, date, time, it'll create the file, and all you do is once a month send that file to your tax person.